as women, we have a tendency to get ourselves into a habit, and I see this frequently in my clients that prevents us from having the most self confidence and self esteem that we could have. And this is the act of overgiving. And recently, I got myself caught in this trap. And it wasn't until the universe came along and gave me a really good kick in the butt that I actually started to recognize what was happening and what was doing. So I'm just going to share a little story with you and see if this resonates with you, ladies. Have you ever started volunteering or doing something either at work or at a volunteer position or even home in your house with your family where you feel like you are the only person doing all of the work? So maybe it's when you come home from work, you're the one who makes dinner, makes sure that the kids are looked after, cleans up, and do all of these other things while the kids play. Your husband is out doing something that's fun for him, or people are just relaxing watching the TV. Or have you experienced this at work where it reminds me of this funny commercial actually that I don't know who did it, but they would be like, "Oh, Mikey will eat anything. Have him try it." And my question is, are you the Sally who at work, the boss and all the guys give work to because they know that you're super productive and you will get it done? Here's the trap that I actually just caught myself in. I was actually doing some work with an organization, and they all wanted some change to occur, which was awesome. But here's what happened. I took it on to kind of facilitate, and I was doing all of the background work. And people would partially show up and not show up, and I was constantly doing it, and they'd be like, okay, we need to do this next thing. And I would be the foolish girl who'd be like, oh, I'll take that on and do that as well. Oh, I'll take that on and do that as well. And I just piled my requirements higher and higher. And my body was screaming at me. It was like, Yessie, stop trying to be everything to everyone. But there's this thing that happens when we give, when we do so much for others, it actually feels good. You like the positive feedback that you're getting from other people. It feels really, really great. And we get in this desire to really give and be of givers syndrome. And so I want to just spend a few minutes with you ladies and talk about some tips to help release that using some of our feminine energy. Because when we are in overgiver syndrome, when we are taking the task and doing everything, we're using a lot of masculine energy. We're expelling a lot of masculine skills and energy to help achieve that. We set a goal, we drive tasks to get it complete, we made and create lists so that we keep ourselves in line, but it's exhausting. And recently, as I said, it wasn't until the universe came along and gave me a really good kick in the butt to say, hey, what are you doing? How are you showing up? And one of the things I find for me personally is that when I get into overgiving, when I get into the state of trying to drive things on my own, I then start to get really frustrated. I feel the anxiety build up in me. I feel like I'm moving more and more towards the state of burnout. And it is until something comes along that says, hey, you need to get out of this before you continue to really burn yourself out in this process. Like I said, the reason we give, the reason we love it is because emotionally it feels so good. And as women, we really, really want to feel good. We want to do good things. We want to show up really, really well. But then when we get our chair kicked out from under us and we fall down, kind of like Humpty Dumpty, and it feels really, really bad. But there's something in there that's telling you that you know that you should be doing something different. And you know that as much as doing, walking away, stepping down, doing other things are really, really important, but we don't listen. So I'm going to take you through some of my tips, some of my things that I recognize in me that I need to do that helps me get out of overgiving and recognize that I need to, and by doing that, I actually start to boost my confidence. And I've done this with other women, so it's really interesting how I sometimes get myself caught into it. And as coaches, as people who work in this industry of helping others, we actually have our own coaches because we are sometimes our own worst enemy. Okay, so here is some of my tips to overgiving and connecting with your feminine energy. So one thing I want you to do is start to recognize, are you doing all of the work by yourself? Or are there other people who are available to do it? So maybe it's at home and you want to start sharing the cooking with your partner, or maybe you teach the kids to do dishes. Whatever it is, are you doing all of the work? Are you taking it on even though there are other people around you who can help? Or is everybody else saying they want it, but they're not actually willing to invest the time and effort? Because here's the thing, if somebody else wants something and they are not willing to put the time and effort in, why are you doing it? Especially when you're doing it for them and not necessarily for yourself. So I want you to ask the question. I want you to take stock of the things that you do during the day, things, positions, organizations, work relationships. Where are you standing up and volunteering to do work, especially in the work environment, that maybe somebody else's or that needs to get done, but nobody else is willing to step up and do it? Where is that happening? I want you to really, really think about this. I really want you to take some time, even just look at your entire day and start working through your day and go, okay, what is it that other people are putting on me or that I am choosing to stand up and do for others when they are not willing to step up and do the work on their own? So I want that to be your first question. Anytime you take on a new activity, anytime you take on a new, anytime you take on a new activity that is for others and not for yourself, I want you to really sit down and ask that question. Who am I doing this for and why? And women, we are so good at it because we are so good at giving because of that mother, that nurturing, that feeling of connection. And even though I don't have children, I get caught in this need to give. Second thing I want you to do is I want you to connect with your body. Because when I actually start to overgive and when I am starting to do things that are where I'm putting more effort in, then the people who are going to benefit from what I'm doing, then I actually start to feel it in my body. And one of the things that I also see with my clients is that when they are in this state of overgiving, when they are doing so much for everyone else and trying to feel good, they don't even realize that they are so tight and their anxiety is really, really high. And it doesn't become recognized until we actually get to the state of burnout, until we actually just either collapse physically from heart attacks, from just complete exhaustion or breakdown in tears because we can't do it anymore. For me as well, one of the things that starts to come up is I get louder and louder. Like I'm almost yelling to try and get some response. And I realize that becomes such a huge challenge for me. And so when I start to do that, I will start to feel the vibration in my body when I am overgiving. I get louder and louder and really, really passionate about what I want. And those are the signs where I'm like, oh, I just need to step back. I need to walk away. I need to reduce the amount of energy that I'm investing in it. So our bodies are really, really good signs of how we're acting. If you are not acting in alignment, check to see, are you overgiving? Are you trying to work so hard to help somebody achieve something and they're not putting the effort in, and you realize that, oh my gosh, I need to back off? Because what happens is when we get that kick from the universe that says you are so out of alignment, you then need to work yourself back and rebuild up that confidence. Because for some of us, it can really have a negative effect on our confidence. The next thing is, I want you to take a look at the things that you say yes to on a regular basis and say, is this aligned with my goals? Is this aligned with the things that I need to do, that I want to do, that are important to me, and achieving the results that I want? And so, moms, as women who give to their children, give to their family over and over and over, I want you to think about, what is it that your children are benefiting from when you overgive and when you don't take time for yourself? Because when you aren't focused on your activities and you are fully focused on giving, your children see that you are not the value that you really are. They love you, they adore you, because, of course, you're giving them everything that you need. But what they need really is this sensation of feeling good, of learning to stand up for themselves, learning to engage. So I'm going to talk about a few actions that you can take to help eliminate the need to overgive. So the first thing I want you to do is, I want you to figure out, what are your priorities in life? What are your goals? What are your ambitions that help you, that move you forward, that desire you? And my question is, are you able every day to invest a little bit of time to move your goals forward? Because if you aren't able to do it, take a look at how you're giving so much to others, but not able to your own goals. And when we achieve our goals, when we move forward in our goals, that is how we actually gain confidence and build more strength in our abilities. So that's the first thing I want you to do, is I want you to take a look at, what are your goals, what are your intentions, what is it that you want to achieve this year, and how is it that you're able to move those forward? Because again, I'm going to repeat this, confidence is based on doing repeated actions in small ways to build small habits to achieve the results that we want. But if we're not working on them because we're so busy giving, then guess what happens? We don't build that confidence that we need. Secondly, learning to say no. When we get an opportunity to learn to say no and recognize that whatever somebody is asking us isn't aligned with our goals, you'd be surprised actually at how much more respect people will have for you from doing that activity. And you free yourself up from any stress or tension that may come further down the line that you will experience because you have not said no, or you've not set boundaries around the things that are really, really important to you. So think about that. Learn how to say no more often and more frequently to allow yourself time to work on what it is that you want to do. And then finally, I want you, anytime you take on a task, to feel it in your body and really, really connect with your intuition, your gut, and what it is that it is telling you. If it is telling you that this isn't something that's aligned with you, then consider, and maybe you're the only person with the skill to do it, consider teaching someone else how to do it. The earlier you can teach someone and show them how to move forward, the better it will be. It will boost your confidence. It will boost their confidence. So maybe it is something around the home where you need like your husband or your children to do something. Take that little extra boost of time, and it may seem like a lot of work at the start, but show them how to do the dishes. Show the kids how to do the dishes. Show them how to fold the laundry. Show them how to mop the floor. Show them how to do different things at work. Maybe the reason people come to you is because you're good at solving the problem. But ask the other person what options they have to solve the problem. Encourage them, engage them in solving that problem. Use that skill of nurture and then surrender it out that women have as these feminine energies. We are here to serve the greater good. And as men, building your confidence is really about starting to connect more with your feminine energies, starting to connect it more with that intuition that tells you this is something worthy of doing or something not worthy of doing. Connecting with your ability to nurture others by teaching them, by showing them how they can help themselves so that you have more time and capacity to help you. And if you do this, especially with your children, you will help boost their confidence because the more they learn how to do things, the better. And, you know, as a mother, it is probably the number one thing that you can do is help boost your children's confidence by having them learn through the process. And when they fail, help them get back up, teach them how to get back up and try again. Confidence is probably the best skill that you can give. But when we overgive, when we take time and just do things for everybody, they will not build confidence in themselves, and it will destroy the confidence within us. So consider that. Consider those different ways that you can help others. And then truly align with your goals. When you are aligned with your goals, your purpose, and your mission, and the things that you desire to have in life, the people around you recognize that you have value in yourself. And self-esteem and self-confidence is by accomplishing your goals, by being true and aligned to the values within you. So if you have spent too much time overgiving, if you are in this habit of overgiving, take some time and start to think about how you can break the habit of overgiving and start to invest in the habit of being an incredible person. If this was helpful to you, please put a like or a comment below. I would love to hear from you. My name is Nancy Micheli. I am the Confident Feminine Woman. I have a program called Love to Be Me, which is helping women gain their confidence. And if you are looking to boost your confidence, increase the skills in your life to be more confident, to be more open, the benefits you get are to be able to show up as a more fun, flirty, and fabulous self. And when you have that confidence, you can walk into any room and you will lift the energy that you have. And you will lift the energy of the room and make people just want to connect and get to know with you. So show up as the most confident version of yourself. And if you want help, feel free to reach out at NancyMicheliCoaching.com. Message me. We can have a lovely little chat about how I can help you boost confidence in your life. And, you know, subscribe to these channels or come connect with me at the Confident Feminine Woman on Facebook and learn more about how to boost your confidence.